Welcome to the call, everyone. I am actually going to bring on our special guest. Well done to every single person that attended this call today. I'm telling you, because you attended this call, there is going to be a crazy shift. You guys already know me. My name is Katrina Wargis. I'm a chairman leader in the company, among so many other things. But this is not about me today. Guys, we have a really, really special guest. But I don't want to bring him on unless the energy is right. You know, this individual is somebody that I've looked up to from the very beginning of this journey. Like, you know, he's somebody that I've looked up to, I've respected, I've admired him. I've really, admired the way he's, carried himself in this business, and just everything he's been able to accomplish. Not only is he a chairman 50 in this company, which is is way too small for him, right? But his wife is also a chairman 25 as well. So together, I think they're about a chairman 85, more than, like a chairman 85, or actually more than that, but it's just crazy the results he's been able to have. Not only is he a 7-figure earner inside of this incredible opportunity, but he's actually produced multiple 6-figure earners like his wife. Imagine, not only is he a chairman 50, but his wife, she's a chairman 25. And I believe that honestly, there's no one better that knows how this business works. But aside from this business, how success works, right? And how to actually attain success than this individual. I've literally been plugging in with him from the very beginning, being able to have him on the call. Every single time we've had him on the call, there has just been a shift. There's just been a spiritual shift. Listening to him, I'm not going to say too much about it, because you guys are going to experience what we've always had the fortune of experiencing. Literally, every single year we're able to have him do a call for us, and he just gets us real ready for the new year. So I know that every single person that's on this call right now, you are going to be so ready for the growth that you're going to experience in 2021. There's nobody better to literally prepare us for a year of acceleration than this young man, because what he's done in his own life and literally the lives of thousands of people is absolutely incredible. So I don't want us to take it for granted that we have him here on the call. A lot of people on this call right now, you guys are new, so you don't even really know who this individual is, this young man is. But I promise you, once he opens his mouth, you are going to know why we're so hyped. You're going to know why we're so excited. You're going to know why we absolutely had to have him come and give this word today. So guys, I want him to know how excited we are that we are able to have this call. So listen, blow up the chat box right now. Right? Put your favorite emoji in the chat box right now. Put your favorite numbers in the chat box right now, because we have a real GOAT on the call. When I say GOAT, I mean, we don't say this about just anybody, but this is not just anyone that we have here this evening. I just can't wait for him to start to speak, and you guys are going to experience exactly what I'm telling you. It's just crazy when he opens his mouth, some of us leaders, we've had the fortune of hearing from him before. His YouTube channel, literally his YouTube channel has been such a big blessing. He has no idea how we study him in the background just off of his YouTube channel. I'm so grateful for all the free value that he literally puts out on his YouTube channel. The value is crazy. The value on his YouTube channel, it's information that can really take you from where you are right now to a whole nother level. And we appreciate him for all the value that he puts out. He's a man of value, but most importantly, he's a man of God. And that's what we love. So guys, blow up the chat box and let him know how excited you are right now, because we are in the presence of greatness. We have a real icon on the call. We have a living legend on the call. We have Riyahd Jones on the call. Riyahd Jones. I can't wait for you guys to hear him open his mouth. So I'm going to hand over to him, because this call is not about me. This call is for us to get the message, the word as usual from Mr. Riyahd Jones. He's a millennial, guys, a millionaire millennial. So Riyahd Jones, if you're here on the call, I just want to hand over to you. Thank you so much for taking the time for us. We really love and appreciate you and everything that you've done for us across the years, literally showing up for us and giving us the word and literally participating in our growth process. So thank you so much for taking the time. We see you're having a great time over there at the Post Oak. We know how much it costs to actually stay there. We see you driving around in the Rolls Royce, having a great time. You're inspiring us. So thank you.
I'm here. What's going on, Katrina? Can you hear me okay and see me okay?
Yes, the whole set is pretty good.
There we go. Guys, I hope you're blessed. Drop some fire in the chat box if you're with me right now. Drop some fire in the chat. I'm recovering I was just telling Sid, I just took like a 30-minute nap because I don't know who saw it, but I was on Instagram Live maybe like an hour or two ago, and I was in the tub, right? Forgive me, but I was in the tub, right, going live, and it was so hot, like, and I wanted to keep the live going, but I got so hot, like my head began to hurt, and I legit got out of the shop, out of the bathtub, and just laid right here on the floor for like 40 minutes. I'm drinking bottles of water. I had to
It's
get in
an
the bed.
expensive floor. It's a good floor.
Yeah, it's a great floor now. It's some great floor. Floor pretty comfortable here. But anyway, so I'm just laying there. I'm like, yo, I got to get up and do this call. So guys, forgive me. I was a little bit late, but I was trying to recover because that tub was taking me out. It was so hot. And if you missed the live, just go to my Instagram. It's on there. I believe it was very valuable. I'm not going to talk about what I talked about on live on this particular call. I kind of want to go into something different. Charmin, I see you. What's good? You know, got my London fam on the line. Got Junior on the line. I love doing calls for my London family. I can't wait to get back out there in the future. But guys, I'm excited. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Riyahd Jones. I'm 27 years old. I've been a part of I Am now for 3 years, right? So what you're looking at today is 3 years of work, 3 years of sacrifice, 3 years of studying, 3 years of, you know, following great leadership, 3 years of humility, 3 years of doing the work, right? So I tell people all the time, experience is the best teacher, right? And what we have to do is give ourselves time to succeed. And when I started in this industry back in 2016, I knew that this was the only way that I saw of becoming a millionaire outside of playing sports. So for those that don't know me, I know Katrina just said the majority of the line is pretty new, probably never heard me before. So my background is sports. I played football my whole entire life growing up here in America. And I thought the only way to make big bucks was through playing sports. So when I got cut by a professional team here, I began to think of what's my next route? What's my next way to make a significant amount of income? And I was introduced to the industry of network marketing at 23 years old, and it changed my life forever. Like I said, today I'm 27. So it's been 4 years that I've been in this industry, but 3 years with the particular company I am that we're all a part of now, right? So it's been a journey, been through ups and downs, and I'm going to kind of go into my story in the midst of me going through my training and whatnot. So I hope you guys are taking, as people call it, copious notes, right? So Katrina sent me a message on Instagram, and she asked me to come on the line and more so cast a vision for 2021, because a lot of people know at the end of every year, I always get like a new word or a new theme going into the next year, right? And so every October, I always get the word. It always comes in October, because October is the month where I really began to focus up on my spiritual growth, my development, lock in. The first year, it was bamboo season. Then the second year, I got supernatural. And then this year, right, I didn't just get one word. I got a few different words, right? And I'm gonna go over each word that I got, because each word lines up, right? It's gonna make sense for you, to you, so that you can see that breakthrough that you want to see. So the first word that I got, we actually did an event in Atlanta, and the event was called the Lifestyle Leap, right? Because I believe in 2021 that we're going to experience a leap in our lifestyle. We're going to experience a leap in our network. We're going to experience a leap in our finances. We're going to experience a leap in every single area of our life. Somebody just put lifestyle leap in the chat box real quick so everybody can see it, because whatever you repetitively see is the thing that's going to break through in your life. And if you believe that lifestyle leap is for you, you're going to start typing that thing in the chat right now. So that's the first word that I got, right? But after that, I began to get more words. And these more words that I got give you what you need to have the lifestyle leap, right? So that's the word. That's the thing. There's going to be a lifestyle leap in 2021. But how exactly, excuse me, hello? I don't know if it's answering. Sorry. So there's a process. It's not just we have this word, right? But there are steps. There are things that we got to do as well for the word to manifest in our life, to see that lifestyle leap that we want. So in the midst of this call, as you're in between, you taking notes on stuff that I'm saying, I want you to start thinking about what 2021 looks like for you, or what you want it to look like. Like, where do you want to see leaps at in your life? Is it your finances? Is it business? Obviously it's the business for sure. But just begin to get specific and get detailed about what you want to see, because I'm about to give you the formula or the steps that are required to getting that. So the first word that I got after I got lifestyle lead, right? This was the word that I got to make me say, That's all I said, because I didn't really know what it really meant, or I didn't really know how deep I was supposed to go, how I was supposed to get this out to people. But when I began to think about the word that I got, I was like, wow, that's so ironic, because the call that I do every single Monday has this word in it, and the name of the company, it has this same word in it. And the first word that I got was mastery. Mastery. Put mastery in the chat. Mastery. Very, 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 very important, right? So watch this. The definition of mastery, one of the definitions that I found, mastery is a person's lifelong process. Lifelong process. Right? So what we're talking about of mastery, this isn't just something that you do. This isn't something that you just focus on in 2021. You don't just focus on this for the first few months of the year. Mastery is a lifelong process, right? Lifelong process of becoming your highest and best self. So you don't become your highest and best self overnight. You don't become your highest and best self over the course of a few months. It's a lifelong process, a lifelong journey. When you think of a master, right, or you think of somebody who's excelled at a very, very high level, what type of people do you think of? Because when I think of mastery, I think of people like Kobe Bryant. I think of people like Michael Jordan. I think of people like Roger Federer. I think about people like Usain Bolt, who trained 9 months, 10 months to run a race that was only 9 seconds. Usain Bolt trained years of his life to just run a race that was only 9 seconds, looking to master the takeoff, looking to master his breathing to win all the medals that he's been able to win. So mastery is a person's lifelong process. And the thing about process, right? A lot of people, they fold in the process. A lot of people throw in the towel in the process because they don't understand that the process was already designed for them to win. The process was designed for you to become a master. The only reason you're in process is so that you can become processed, right? To manifest all the things that are supposed to happen in your life. Because there are some things that won't even taste good if it's not processed. We just had Thanksgiving, right? So imagine if when the turkey came out, the turkey wasn't fully processed. Imagine if the ham wasn't fully processed. Imagine if your favorite meal that you eat, that your mom or your grandma, your dad, the one that you love to eat, can you imagine if that meal wasn't fully processed? Mastery, a person's lifelong process of becoming their highest and best self. Because watch this, every person on the call right now, you have two people on the inside of you. You have your high self and you have your low self. You have your God in you and you have the enemy in you. You have the good dog in you and you have the bad dog in you. Where you go in this life, how far you go in this life is going to be based on what dog you choose to feed every single day. Are you going to treat the good dog, aka your high self, or the bad dog, aka your low self? Man, this is getting good already. I ain't even started yet. Mastery, lifelong process of becoming your highest and best self. What does that look like for you? What do you look like as a master of your craft? What do you look like, right? When you have done the things day in and day out that you know you're supposed to do to create success. What does that person look like? Because when you can get an image of what that master looks like, what the results of, think about the master that I just named: Kobe, Mike, Usain Bolt, Roger Federer, Michael Phelps, Venus and Serena Williams, whoever you want to name that's excelling at high levels. Look at the result of their life. Look at the fruit of their life. That's what happens when you take mastery seriously. That's what happens when you take mastery seriously. And I have one thing, a quote that dropped on me a long time ago that I found from Bruce Lee. And he said to think about mastery. This is what makes a master a master. What makes a master is that no matter how good they are, no matter how much success they create, no matter how far they journey, a true master understands that he or she never truly masters anything. There's always more to learn. There's always more to understand. There's always another level. I was just talking to David this week, well, yesterday, right? And David just had his biggest month ever, right, in income history. I'll let him tell you guys what it is. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna spoil the surprise. We just had a huge month in income. And I said, David, like, what does it feel like? Like, bro, the income that you earn, you even told me out your own mouth, you didn't even see this. So what does it feel like? And he said, bro, to keep it real with you, it's actually quite overwhelming. I'm like, David Imonitie thinks that this is overwhelming? And I'm like, oh my God, he is human. That's how we think about it. We could think people are like just soldiers out there. I'm like, bro, this dude is human. He said he's overwhelmed. David, the master of belief, he's overwhelmed. I said, well, what did you do about it? He said, well, I had to call Bob Proctor. He said, I called Bob and I asked him, in terms of, how do you keep going, blase. And he said that what Bob told him changed his life forever, right? And that prompted him to invest $26,000 for I think 6-day masterclass with Bob Proctor, right? Because he said that no matter how much levels of success I acquire, no matter how much income I earn, I cannot take it with me. I won't be known for how many Rolls Royces I have. I won't be known for how much money I have. I won't be known when I leave this earth as the #1 African American income earner in the world. What I'm going to be known for was who I was as a person. What I left in the earth, that is what I'm going to be known for. So a master, no matter how much income you earn, no matter how much success that you have, you always have to be in learning mode. That's the thing about mastery. And for us to have that lifestyle leap in 2021 and experience the things that we want to experience is going to take us understanding that I got to focus on mastery, a person's lifelong journey, the lifelong process of becoming my highest and best self, right? And there's areas that I believe you have to master. And the first area that I believe you have to master is your mind. You have to master your mind, right? And it was so ironic that my call was called Mindset Mastery for the past like 3 years since I've been in this business, right? Mindset Mastery. And my question for you is, where is your mindset right now? Is your mindset on the goal, or is your mindset on distractions? Is your mindset on the people that are launching, or is your mindset on the people that are leaving? Too many people have their mind set on the people that are leaving and the people that are already left. And if my mind is set on the people that are leaving and the people that have already left, then that is what's going to keep showing up in my life, because we become what we think about. So my question for you is, where's your mindset? Where's your mind? Where has your mind been set all year? Really think about that. Mindset is such a strong word. Have a great mindset. But where is your mind actually set at? What is your mind actually set on? See, what you got to do is control your mind. Because if you don't control your mind, somebody else will. And you want to know who's going to control your mind? Your low self. That's why I love that mastery says it's a person's lifelong process of becoming its highest and best self. Because if you don't control your mind, if you're not intentional about controlling the thought energy that flows through your mind, somebody's going to think for you, and it's going to be your low self. So watch this. You must not only set your mind, but you also have to protect your mind. It's not enough to just set it. I must also protect it. One of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs 4:23. And what it says is guard your mind more than you guard anything else. Let's just pause for the cause right there. Guard your mind more than you guard anything else. That means more than you guard your bank account. See, we got passwords and everything on our phone. Like we got PIN codes. We got all this protection around a lot of stuff. But do you have any protection over your mind? Or do you allow anybody and anything to get into your mind? It says, guard your mind more than you guard anything else. That means more than you guard your family. I gotta guard my mind more than I guard my own family. That's basically what it's saying. And here's why. Because out of the mind, life flows. Guard your mind more than you guard anything else. Because out of the mind, life flows. The call could be over right there. At that moment, that could just be the whole call. It says, guard your mind, guard your heart more than you guard anything else, because out of your mind, life flows. And so if I don't guard my mind and I allow anybody to speak to me about any situation, if I allow any situation, whether it's negative, whatever the case may be, to sit on my mind repetitively, then that is what's going to flow in my life. Somebody just dropped in the chat, your mind is like a garden. Absolutely, your mind is like a garden. And it grows the fruit that sustains you, or it can grow the poison that kills every single dream that you have. Your mind is like a garden, and it grows the fruit that sustains you, but it can also grow the poison, the nightshade that kills every single dream goal that you have. That's why it says to guard your mind more than you guard anything else, because out of the mind, life flows. So it's not enough for me to just set my mind on the things that I desire, but I also have to protect my mind. You know how we say set and forget when it comes to trading? How about set and protect when it comes to your mentality? How about that? Set your mind and protect your mind, right? And the thing about the mind, your mind, again, you have to control it. You can't allow your mind to think on its own. You can't allow your mind to think on its own. You have to control it, and you have to be able to think accurately regardless of appearances. You have to be able to think accurately regardless of appearances, meaning it doesn't matter what the back office says. It don't matter how much volume I've lost. It don't matter who leaving. It don't matter who coming. None of that matters. I have to be able to think accurately regardless of what's happening in my life. And you know what the accurate thought is? The accurate thought is whatever you put on paper. Whatever truth is for you. That's what you have to think about, regardless of what's happening in front of you. In the book, Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Waddles, what he said was that thinking is the hardest human activity. Think about that. Thinking is the hardest human activity. It requires work to think. If you look up the definition of work, David just put this on Instagram the other day. I'm going to just say it anyway. The definition of work, here's what it says: activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or results. So thinking, that's work. It's laborious work. Activity involving mental effort. That's the definition of it. So thinking accurately is the hardest human activity, because what people do, they live from the outside in and not the inside out. Meaning, I see this situation, I see what I'm going through, I see the challenge, and because that's what I see, that is what gives me the reaction that I have. I don't respond to my situation, I react to my situation, because I haven't taken the time to think accurately about my situation. So you got to set your mind, and then you have to protect your mind. And you can't allow your mind to think on its own. You have to be able to think accurately regardless of appearances. There were so many situations in my life where I had a negative appearance in front of me, but I still had to choose to think accurately. I remember when my car got repossessed 2 years ago, and my mom called me about my car, and I legit bust out laughing on the phone. I was laughing uncontrollably on the phone after my car, my BMW, got repossessed. My mom thought I was doing drugs. She was like, bro, what are you laughing at? She couldn't understand because she couldn't see the same thing that I saw in my mind. I had to think accurately regardless of appearances. Regardless of my car being repossessed, I still had to think accurately about my situation. Because watch this, the battle is always in the mind. The battle is never physical. It's never the back office. It's never the car. It's all about the mind. Because you got to understand, your heart is your mind. Your heart is your subconscious mind. And a lot of times when we have challenges, the challenge is not what you physically see. The challenge is for what you don't see. The challenge is for your hearts. Because if you lose heart, you lose everything. You lose faith, you lose everything. You lose belief, you lose everything. Everything that I just said, it lies in the heart, your subconscious mind. So if your car getting repossessed can allow you to lose heart or make you lose heart, then you lost the whole battle. See, I recognized that it wasn't about the car, it was about my heart. And if I could keep thinking accurately, regardless of what was in front of me, then I already won the battle. You know what's crazy? Now I drive the same car, just newer model. The same color and everything. I got the same color, same car, intentionally. Intentionally. Are y'all with me right now? Y'all drop some fire in the chat if you're still with me. I don't need anybody sleeping on the line right now. Okay, boom. I see y'all with me. I see y'all with me. Cool. So here's the thing. I got to master my mind. But you know what else I got to master? I also got to master my emotions. I got to master my mind. And I also have to master my emotions, because remember what we're talking about. Don't lose sight of what we're talking about. We're talking about having a lifestyle leap in 2021, but there's a process. There's conditions to this lifestyle leap. And the conditions are, you got to focus on mastery. The first thing I got to master is my mind. While I'm mastering my mind, I also got to be focused on mastering my emotions. Right? Mastering my emotions. And the thing about emotions, what you feel is based on how you see things. What you feel is based on how you see things. What you feel is also a byproduct of what you're listening to. So for me to feel good, I need to see things from the right point of view. I need to see things from the right perspective. And what happens to a lot of us in business, we can never see things from the right perspective because we're only focusing on what is right in front of us. But if we take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what's happening, watch this. Do you know that if you've been in this business for a year, right? 6 months, a year, don't really matter how long you've been in. If you take the first day you join and where you are now, you're a lot better than where you started. Do you realize that? If you've been in this business for 2 years, you are a lot better than what you were 2 years ago. Been in business 3 years, you're a lot better than what you were 3 years ago. So what if, watch this, what if you had a mindset reset and you treated today or tomorrow as if it's your first day in the business? Do you know that you're not starting from scratch, but you're starting from experience? And if what you have today was created from no experience, imagine what you can do tomorrow with everything that you have right now. Think about that. If what you have today was created from you starting with no experience, everything that you have today, you have it from nothing. You know how to trade right now. Guess what? 6 months ago, you didn't know anything about trading. 6 months ago, you didn't have anybody in business. 3 years ago, you didn't have anybody in business. Katrina, when she started, she didn't have anybody in her business. She's a chairwoman now. Can you imagine what type of results that she can have a year from today with everything that she's gotten from zero experience? I need you to really think about that, because that is the quote that changed my life in 2018 forever. When David told me, he said, bro, what you have today was created from nothing. Imagine what you can create with what you have today. It floored me. It floored me. And with that perspective, my emotions were a lot different. See, when you got the right perspective, your emotions are different. You're not flustered. You're not distracted. You're not impatient. You're patient. You're fascinated. You're excited when you have the right perspective. You perform better when you have the right perspective, because perspective is what drives performance. When you see somebody not performing, when you see somebody not doing the work, it's because they don't have the right perspective about what they do, right? So good. So I got to master my emotions. I have to stay in that happy and grateful state. And gratitude is the emotion that you really have to master. Being grateful for everything that you have and the things that you don't have. Gratitude is the seed for more. It's the ultimate multiplier. You being grateful for the things that you have, but also the things that haven't physically showed up yet, right? The closer you are to the source of wealth, then the more wealth that you can have. The closer you are to the source of wealth, that means there's more wealth that you can have. So now I need you to drop this in the chat. Who is the source of wealth? Somebody tell me in the chat. Who is the source of all wealth? Boom. Flooded the chat. God. Without a doubt. The source of all wealth. Did you know every time you express gratitude, it draws you closer to the source of all wealth? That's why gratitude is the most powerful, or one of the most powerful emotions that you can feel. Because every time you express gratitude, you're drawing yourself closer and closer to the source of wealth. And as you draw closer and closer to the source of wealth, guess what the source of wealth does to you? It draws closer and closer to you. It says in the good book, draw closer to God and God will draw closer to you. Gratitude. Master that emotion. Another emotion that's so powerful that I talked about to my organization about on Monday, maybe you guys have heard the call that I posted from my squad, but we talked about desire, right? We talked about desire, and the word desire has 2 words in it. This is a mouth dropper right here. Desire, it looks like 1 word, but it has 2 words in it. The first word is duh. D-E, duh, desire. The first word is duh. And if you look up the word duh, D-E, in Latin, what that means is of or from. Of or from. The second word, sire. Do you know what sire means? Sire is the male parent. So what if I told you that desire meant from God? What if I told you that the desire that you have in your heart, it did not even come from you? What if I told you that God put the desire there because he wants you to have it? And if you can master your emotions, the desire, that the thing that you have a desire for, that thing has a desire for you too. I'll give you your heart's desires. Not I'll give you your heart's desires, but I'll put the desire in your hearts. Because desire means from the Father, from God. So these are emotions that you have, and your desire has to burn. Your desire, you have to talk about the desire all the time. You got to think about the desire all the time. It should dominate your conversations. Every time somebody have a conversation with you, they should hear your desire somewhere in there. No matter who you talking to, they how you doing? Man, I'm good. I'm just, focused on becoming a millionaire. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Because the thing that you desires you. And you only feel the desire. And watch it, it's not a desire if you don't feel it. So if you feel it in your heart, you can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop talking about it. You can't stop seeing it around you. That is God showing you that he wants you to have it. But there's something that you got to bring to the ballpark, and it's called faith. Faith always requires cooperation. God wants to do something, but there's something that you got to do as well, and that is believe. Is believe, right? So these are the emotions or some of the emotions that you got to master for you to have that lifestyle lead that you really want to see. So I got to master my mind. I got to master my emotions, specifically gratitude, constantly building my desire, mastering the emotion of faith. Some people believe that faith is an emotion and it doesn't have a feeling, but I believe that it is emotion and it does have a feeling. I believe faith has a feeling. When somebody's really in faith, there's a feeling that's connected to that faith, right? So, but another area that you got to master is the skills. You got to master the skills, because every person that I named earlier, they've all mastered the skills, or they put time in mastering the skills, hour upon hour upon hour, minute upon minute upon minute, second upon second upon second. You got to master those skills. And one of the skills that I really believe everybody on this call has to master, and I believe that this is more, I believe that this is really critical, because I know for a fact the majority of the call right now, we're not chairmen. Right? This is just a fact. So, but watch this. What skill do you need to master to help you go chairman? This is one of the skills that a lot of people don't talk about. I believe that skill is giving people a great customer experience. A great customer experience. Do you know that Amazon, $1 trillion company, Jeff Bezos probably gonna be the first trillionaire. And Jeff Bezos was doing an interview. And I said, Jeff, what makes you different from all your competitors? He said, well, my competitors go to sleep thinking about me. I go to sleep thinking about the customer. Do you see how strong that is? What makes you different from your competitors? My competitors go to sleep thinking about me. I go to sleep thinking about my customer. and giving them a great customer experience. That's why he's a trillionaire. Loading, the first one. So what do you got to go to sleep thinking about? How can I create a better experience for my customers? The fast start process, getting people started and getting them paid. That's a skill. Launching people is a skill set. And if you get really good at that, if you focus on mastering, getting somebody started, getting them a result, getting them paid, and duplicating that process, sis, bro, the business is sold up. That's it. Everything else will take care of itself. But what you can't do is get people started and just leave them out to dry. You got to focus on mastering that customer experience and treating people how you want to be treated when you join the business. Think about this. Think about the greatest experience that you could have had when you joined. You probably didn't get it. I didn't get it. But think about the greatest experience that you could have had when you joined the business, right? Think about it. Like, what if they walked me through this? What if they helped me do this? What if they really showed me how to use the scanner? What if they really helped me copy and paste my first trade? Whatever that is for you, the greatest experience that you can put in your mind, give it to other people. Give that experience to other people. Watch what begins to happen in your business. So you got to master giving a great customer experience. What you also got to master is attraction marketing. Normally, I would say prospecting. But what if you didn't have to prospect people? What if they came to talk to you? How cool would that be? Think about that. How cool would it be if people were coming to talk to you about your business and you're not in their DMs talking to them about every day about your business, but they're coming to you saying, Charmin, how can I join? Junior, how can I join? Maya, how can I do what y'all are doing? So what you got to focus on, we're talking about mastering, right? Attraction marketing. So people will come talk to you about what you do. Because let me ask you, if we were out fishing in the London River, right? Who gonna catch the most fish? The person with the net or the person with the fishing rod? Let me know in the chat. Who gonna catch the most fish? The person with the net or the person with one fishing rod? Thank you. The person with the net. Because if I got one rod, I send it out, I can only catch one fish. But if I create a net through attraction marketing, I can have a lot of fish just coming to me. So you got to focus on mastering being attractive online. So you don't have to recruit everybody, but people recruit themselves for your business. Obviously, you got to focus on mastering the skills of presenting, promoting, doing events, hosting events. I'm not sure what kind of shutdown you guys are on or not, what kind of restrictions you got in place, but even the Zoom calls, the Zoom links, all of that stuff is so important when it comes down to mastering the skill set. But you know the thing about mastery, though? This is the thing about mastery. You ready for it? There's a price for mastery, Miss Katrina. There's a price for mastery. You know, we just had Black Friday all across the world the other day, and everything was on sale. There's no discount on mastery. You have to pay the full price every single time. You got to pay the full price for mastery every single time. And I believe the price is time. I believe the price is sacrifice. I believe the price is a discipline. I believe that the price is focus. I believe that the price of mastery is everything that you have. I believe that mastery requires all of you. Can you imagine what Kobe Bryant would have been if he didn't give the game all that he had? Can you imagine what Michael Jordan would have been like if he didn't give the game all that he had? Mastery requires all of you. I have a quote in my phone from Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds, clearly, of all time. This is what Albert Einstein says. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength. That means all of you. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all that a person has. That's not even my mind. That's Albert Einstein's mind. That's one of the greatest minds of all time. Let me read it for you again. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands everything that a person has. You want to know why mastery is so important though? Watch this. Mastery is important because it leads to the next word that God gave me. See, I'm not done with you yet. The next word is momentum. Mastery is what leads to momentum in every single area of your life. Don't you want momentum in your business? Don't you want momentum in your finances? Don't you want momentum in your trading accounts, your investment portfolios? Don't you want momentum in just like your attraction market? Don't you just want momentum? Because momentum is the great problem solver. What if I told you that the problems that you think you have right now are not even problems? Your problem is just you don't got no momentum. That's your only problem. Because somebody drop some of the distractions that you have in your business or challenges. Just drop them in the chat real quick. Katrina says none. I love that answer. But, if you're not Katrina, just drop some more in the chat. Because I'm about to prove something to you. Just drop what you believe is a distraction or has been a distraction in the past in your business. Shop, friends, time, people. I know it's way more than that. Consistency, there we go. Inconsistency, people, self-doubt, time, faith, confidence, inconsistent. Y'all ready for the crazy part? Do y'all know that stuff still is there when you have momentum? Like when you have momentum in your business, do you know people still are inconsistent? When you have momentum in your business, do you know people that still don't have any faith? When you have momentum in your business, do you know there's still people that are lazy? When you have momentum in your business, do you know people still quit even with momentum? Watch this. When you have momentum, did you know people still leave when you have momentum to go do other deals, other companies, other investment groups? Did you know that still happens when you have momentum? But you know what's crazy? When you don't have momentum, all that stuff that we just talked about, it just gets magnified because you don't have any momentum. But when you had momentum, it was still there. When you don't have it, it just gets bigger because momentum is the great exaggerator. See, momentum makes everybody look good, makes everybody look better than they really are. But when you don't have momentum, it makes people look worse than they actually are. It makes us feel like we're not moving how we really should be because we don't have momentum. Well, if you want to have momentum in 2021, it's going to start with you focusing on mastery. But here's the thing about momentum. Momentum starts with you, though. You can't wait on Katrina to do things to help you get momentum. It starts with you. See, momentum starts with you, but it's shared and carried by everybody else in the organization. You don't carry the momentum forever by yourself. You just start it. And other people, they get into momentum. I remember last year in the company, when the company was kind of, out of momentum and things were a little bit slow. And then you had Bryce Thompson. You had all these different chairmen in his organization going chairman. That gave the whole company momentum because it started with one group and then it bled onto everybody. And then now the company has over 400 chairmen. When I joined this company, it was only like 50 when I joined. And now it's over 400. That's nuts. But see, it started by you. You started and everybody else shares it. Everybody else carries it. And momentum, watch this, it doesn't last forever. You have ebbs and flows of business. Momentum goes up, momentum goes down. Momentum goes up, momentum goes down. But here's the key. When you have momentum, you have to run like never before because you're not going to have it forever. See, the Golden State Warriors didn't have momentum forever. You realize that? Like Steph Curry, they didn't have momentum forever. Matter of fact, after they went out of momentum, they had some losing seasons. They had some tough seasons. But when they had it, championship, it doesn't last forever. But when you get it, you have to run till the wheels fall off. So mastery, momentum leads to manifestation. Mastery leads to momentum, and momentum leads to manifestation. Mastery leads to momentum, and momentum leads to manifestation. What do you want to see manifest in your life? Think, like, really, like, what do you want to see come to pass in your life that you haven't seen come to pass yet? It's about to happen for you. It's about to happen for you. I just need you to believe it, because this is the formula to pretty much guarantee that it happens for you. Mastery leads to momentum. Once I got momentum, we can get crazy results. My crazy results are going to manifest the things that I want to see in my life. Manifestation. I just really love that word. And the reason why I love the word manifestation. First of all, let me ask you this question before I get into that. Do you believe, right? Do you believe that everything that you could desire is already here? Do you believe that? Drop a yes, no in the chat. If you believe that everything you desire is already here, you believe that everything you want is already available, right? Nothing but yes is coming through. I love it. Okay. So if we believe that everything that we want is already available, my next question is, what do you think makes it available to you? Because if it's available, why haven't we gotten it yet? It's pretty deep when you think about it. If what I want is already here, why haven't I gotten it yet? Right? And the thing that makes what's already available to you is your faith. You just got to believe that it's yours. You got to believe that. You have to believe that what you write down on paper will manifest in physical form. That's what you have to believe. You have to believe that your word will manifest into physical form. That's what you have to believe, right? Because earlier I asked you, I said, who's the source of all the wealth? Everybody said God. This is where I'm about to land the plane. Here's what you got to understand. God is the God of all manifestation. He's the God of all manifestation. He said, okay, let there be light. He wanted to manifest light, and guess what showed up? Light. He's the God of manifestation. Let there be water that splits from the earth and the sky, and guess what? The ocean showed up. He wanted to make a human. He just grabbed some dust and made a human. He's the God of manifestation. But I just told you, you have to believe that your word that you write down will manifest. And here's why you have to believe that your word that you write down will manifest. Number one is because God is the God of manifestation. But number two is because it's already been proven that what is spirit has to manifest into the physical form. It's proven. I'm about to prove it to you. In the beginning was the word. In the beginning was the word. And the word was God. And the word was with God. And the word manifested into physical form and began to live with us. This person was named Jesus. What am I trying to get you to understand right now? Your word that you write down, it has to manifest into its polar opposite. Jesus was once spirit, an idea, and then he manifested into physical form. Your word that you write down on paper, the lifestyle leap that you want to have in your life, is spirit, right? It's in your mind, it's idea, it's a thoughts. Hasn't been seen yet. But as you began to believe, as you began to get momentum behind this word, momentum always leads to what? Manifestation. So the word that you write down, it needs momentum. You got to talk about it. You got to see it. You got to put it all around you, because the word, it needs momentum, because once it gets momentum, it now has the right to manifest. It now has the right to manifest. You know how much momentum was around the thought of a savior in Jesus? And for those that, don't believe, forgive me, but this is my belief. You know how much momentum was around that when people saying there's a savior coming, and over the course of time, people kept saying that, and that thing it manifested. It manifested. You need a word for your life. Like, yeah, you need lifestyle leap and all that. You want to run with that, but you need goals. You need words for your life that you can really believe. Here is why. And this is where I'm about to really land the plane, and I'm about to pass this thing back to Katrina. In the midst of me in October, thinking about, what 2021 is going to look like and all of this stuff, I opened my Bible one day, and I legit just opened it. I didn't flip any pages. I just opened it. And where I opened it at, I was led to a particular scripture. Man, it's about to blow you away. It's Jeremiah 1:12. So people have been seeing me post like 1:12 on my Instagram. People ask like, bro, what does this mean? You keep posting it. This is what it means right here. Jeremiah 1:12 says that, for you have seen correctly, I am ready to perform my word. For you have seen correctly, I am ready to perform my word. I am ready to perform my word. This is the first thing I saw. I just opened it and boom, that's where I was at. I am ready to perform my word. I'm coming to you right now to tell you, because God didn't just give that to me. He gave it to me so I can give it to everybody else that's here on the earth. He's ready to perform his word in your life. But what you got to bring to the game is mastery. What you got to bring to the game is mastery, because that mastery will lead to momentum. And that momentum will lead to manifestation in every single area of your life. And here's the thing about God's word. First of all, he's not a man that he should lie. So he can't lie about him being ready to perform his word. And then he says that my word will accomplish all that I please, and it will prosper everywhere that I send it. So that means his word is going to prosper in Houston, Texas. It's going to prosper in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to prosper in London. It's going to prosper in China. It's going to prosper in Africa. It's going to prosper in California. That word going to prosper in Antarctica, because it has to come to pass, because he can't lie. He's not a human. He can't lie. He's truth. So upon leaving this call, I just want you guys to understand. I want you guys to know that he's about to perform his word in your life. Everything that you believe in your heart, he's about to do it. But again, he doesn't do it if you don't focus on mastery. he doesn't do it if you don't master you, master your mind, master your emotions, master the skill set. Because watch this, he don't sit up there and do it. He does it sitting in you. He does it through you. You feel what I'm saying? Like God lives in you. He doesn't just sit up in the sky. Heaven is in you. So he's going to do it through you. That's why you have to focus on mastery. And oh, this just dropped in my spirit. And the reason why you have to focus on mastery is because you're a piece of the master. I'm done. Katrina, I'm about to, yeah, go ahead, Katrina, you got it. I'm done.
Oh my goodness. Riyahd, you over delivered. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to listen. Don't worry. We're going to thank you. You're going to, okay. So the thank you is going to be in 2021 when you see how we applied this information and you see the results. Cause I know that that's what you want to see, but oh my God, thank you so much. Wow. This was so powerful. Like I need to watch this recording right now. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this recording right now, but thank you so much because we know that, you know, you're on you're out in Houston, staying in a beautiful hotel. I mean, I've seen it, traveling around in, you know, beautiful Rolls Royce. You're spending time with David and Winnie, great people. And you've taken the time out to literally come on here and literally put this word into us, and we're so ready for 2021 and we know exactly what's going to happen. So we're so grateful for you guys. Please show Riyahd the love that he deserves in the chat box. Make sure you tag him on Instagram, because honestly, let's just show him some gratitude. When someone does something for you and you feel great, you know, and they pour into you like this, we've gotta find a way to thank him. So literally show him some love on IG. He don't need it, but just let him know that this word, it really touched you. It really was what you needed. Our chats are already blowing up, but we can't even focus on that until after the call. Like I couldn't even go into the chat and say, guys, it's so good, you need to be on, because I can't miss this. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, you should have been on, but I ain't got the time to type and post a picture and say you should have been on, because oh my goodness. But thank you so much, Riyahd. You never disappoint, and it's always so good. And honestly, this was what we needed, and I just can't wait to watch the recording. So love and appreciate you guys. Show him crazy love, and thank you so much. So we're gonna leave you to get back to your whatever you're doing. Say hi to Sydney for us, your beautiful wife. Say hi to Keegan, and thank you so much. I'm gonna end the call here, but guys, I'm gonna send you all his YouTube so you can literally start literally going through his videos, because there's so much crazy value on there. But Riyahd, we love you. We appreciate you. Is there any one last thing you want to say?
I love you guys. I'm grateful, and I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Love and appreciate you. Happy New Year. Bye, everyone.